Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science. I'm so glad you found your way here, to this quiet corner of the cosmos where curiosity meets calm. You've got nothing to do now but rest. Let your mind unwind, your breathing deepen and slow, and your body grow light, as if gravity itself has softened its hold on you. Just listen, and let your thoughts drift. If these calm, curious explorations help you unwind or give you a quiet way to end your day, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps others find their way here too. Tonight, we aren't simply exploring facts. We're drifting through the very fabric of existence, touching upon 100 quiet truths about time and space that bend and reshape our understanding of reality. So close your eyes, let the soft darkness embrace you, and prepare to float into a universe far more wondrous and mysterious than you've ever imagined. We often imagine time as a relentless, unstoppable river, flowing equally for everyone, in every corner of the vast universe. A steady, unwavering current that carries us all forward, day by day, moment by moment, towards an unseen horizon. It feels so constant, so utterly dependable, like the beating of a cosmic drum that dictates the rhythm of all existence. We watch the clock's gentle sweep, the sun's slow arc across the sky, the turning of seasons, and each tick, each motion seems to confirm this singular universal flow. This familiar river of time, we assume, carries all things, all beings at precisely the same gentle pace. It feels like the most fundamental, unyielding truth of our shared reality. But what if this river isn't always so uniform? What if its current could subtly shift, its speed gently altering, depending on your journey, on the paths you take through the great expanse of the cosmos? Imagine, for a moment, that as you embarked on a journey of incredible speed, perhaps aboard a silent, swift vessel gliding through the dark, that very motion might cause your personal stream of time to whisper and slow. Or, if you were to drift close to a colossal, ancient celestial body, a neutron star perhaps, or even a star so dense it seems to sip at the very light around it furry. Its immense quiet presence could gently, imperceptibly tug at the fabric of your moments, causing your time to soften and stretch. It wouldn't be a dramatic, sudden halt, but a gentle deceleration, a silent stretching of each second, unnoticed by your inner clock, yet profoundly real in the grand cosmic scheme. In the vast, intricate tapestry of the universe, each person's now is not a universally shared instant, but a subtly unique and deeply personal experience. Your now, in this very moment, is a tiny, shimmering point in time that exists solely for you, shaped by your own journey, your own velocity, your own proximity to the silent behemoths of space. It is as if each of us carries a small, exquisitely calibrated clock, running in harmony with our unique path through the cosmos. The now you experience is distinct from the now a distant astronaut feels, or the now of a being orbiting a faraway star. There isn't one singular, cosmic present that everyone simultaneously inhabits. Instead, there are countless individual presents, each gently unfolding in its own serene pace, weaving together to form the rich, layered symphony of existence. And here is an even more delicate truth. Even the minuscule mass of your own body, seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of swirling galaxies, is subtly, quietly at work. It creates its own incredibly faint, almost imperceptible ripples in the very fabric of space-time around you. Your presence, your gentle weight upon the earth, leaves a tiny ethereal impression, a barely, their dimple in the cosmic sheet. It's as if you are a tiny stone dropped into an infinite silent pond, and the waves you create are ripples not just in space, but in time itself. Each breath you take, each gentle movement you make, is a quiet testament to this profound connection, a soft, continuous whisper that your existence is not merely footy within space-time, but is actively gently shaping it, in ways so subtle they almost escape our notice. This invisible dance, this quiet interplay between your being and the very essence of time, ensures that your experience, your journey through the moments, is utterly, uniquely yours. We are each, in our own gentle way, the quiet sculptors of our own temporal paths, drifting through the universe on our own subtly flowing currents of time. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. We live our lives anchored to the sensation that the space beneath our feet, the air around us, the distances we traverse, are utterly flat and unyielding, a solid, unwavering stage upon which all our dramas unfold. It feels so tangible, so fundamentally present, an inert backdrop to the vibrant play of life. We stretch out our arms, we walk across a room, we gaze at distant horizons, and the space between feels like a void, a fixed, empty expanse that simply see. It gives us a sense of security, of a stable canvas where we can draw the lines of our lives. The ground feels firm, the paths feel straight, and the space itself seems to offer no resistance, no hidden depths, merely an endless, uniform expanse. This perception of a flat, solid, unchanging space is deeply ingrained in our everyday understanding, a silent promise of stability and predictability. But in the deeper, more elegant reality of the cosmos, space is far from a rigid, flat stage. Instead, imagine it as an immense, infinitely delicate, yet remarkably resilient woven fabric, a colossal trampoline stretching across the entirety of existence. It's not a blank emptiness, but a responsive, pliable entity, alive with potential. Every planet, every moon, every star, every galaxy, each one, with its majestic, silent presence, gently presses down upon this cosmic tapestry. They don't just sit to see finite space. They create a tender, subtle indentation, a quiet, flowing curve in the fabric around them, a beautiful, invisible dimple shaped by their mass. Think of a heavy pearl resting on a silken sheet. It doesn't just lie there. It creates a graceful depression, a silent valley that surrounds it, shaping the landscape in its immediate vicinity. And this quiet bending, this elegant curvature of space-time, gives us a profound new way to understand the mysterious force we call gravity. Perhaps gravity isn't an invisible, ethereal tug, a distant, enigmatic pull that reaches out across the void. Instead, it might be the very fabric of space-time itself, with its gentle curves and slopes that is subtly, lovingly guiding us. We aren't being pulled dead towards a star. We are gently pushed by the contours of space-time, smoothly sliding down the invisible, graceful slopes that its presence has created. It is a fundamental shift in perspective, transforming a forceful attraction into a gentle descent. Like a ball rolling effortlessly down a curved ramp, we are simply following the path of least resistance, guided by the elegant geometry of the universe itself. So every single moment, whether you are simply sitting still, feeling the quiet weight of your body, or moving gently through your day, you are not merely traversing a flat, inert void. You are perpetually delicately moving within the subtle, unseen arcs and curves of this cosmic fabric. Your journey through life isn't a straight line across a flat plane. It is a constant, graceful dance along the invisible undulations of space-time. The earth beneath your feet, the air you breathe, the path you walk, fruity all are nestled within these gentle, pervasive curvatures. We are all, at every single instant, intimately interwoven with the bending and flowing of space, held within its soft embrace, guided by its silent, elegant geometry. It's a quiet, humbling thought. We are not just 2D the universe, we are profoundly, beautifully, and perpetually foodie a part of Sudi. Its shape carried by its gentle currents, forever drifting along its magnificent invisible curves. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. We are so deeply accustomed to the idea that time is an arrow, a one-way street, a singular journey that flows irrevocably from an unknowable future through our fleeting present and then vanishes forever into the quiet annals of the past. It feels like a relentless, onward march, a constant turning of pages that can never be revisited. We experience life as a sequence of unfolding events, each one distinct, each one giving way to the next, creating the powerful illusion of movement, of progression, of a story being written line by line, moment by moment. The future is unwritten, the past is done, and the present is the slender thread upon which we perpetually balance. This linear perception of time is the very foundation of our memory, our anticipation, and our sense of narrative. But what if this powerful, pervasive feeling of flow, this sense of constant forward motion, is merely a magnificent illusion, a trick of consciousness? What if time isn't a river at all, but something far more akin to a vast, ancient book already fully written, from its very first word to its very last sentence? In this profound and peaceful vision, the past, the present, and the future do not exist in a sequential dance of appearance and disappearance. Instead, they are all every single moment, every event, every possibility, simultaneously existing within the grand, unchanging pages of this cosmic tome. All of time in its entirety is simply either, laid out in a tapestry of infinite moments, a silent, static masterpiece. Within this quiet, pre-written volume, our consciousness takes on a new, wondrous role. It doesn't try to create the moments, nor does it witness them finally coming into being one. Instead, it acts as a gentle, discerning fingertip, silently tracing its way across the pages of this pre-existing book. Each moment we experience, each now that unfurls before us, is simply the specific page our consciousness happens to be reading at that particular instant. As our awareness glides from one page to the next, from one pre-written moment to the subsequent one, it creates the profound, deeply felt sensation of time flowing, of moments passing. But this flow is an internal experience, a personal journey through an already established landscape, rather than an objective universal movement of reality itself. The entire book, from its opening lines of creation, through every whispered secret of the universe, to its ultimate, perhaps yet unread, concluding chapter, already exists in its complete and perfect form. The stories of distant galaxies, the silent dances of stars, the quiet bloom of life on countless worlds, even the tiny flutter of a butterfly's wings on a forgotten planet 40. All are eternally etched into its pages. Our journey through time, then, is not one of waiting for the next scene to appear, but one of discovery, of gently unfolding the narrative that is already whole. It's a journey of revelation, where each present moment reveals another perfectly placed paragraph in a story that has always been, and always will be. We are merely the quiet readers of existence, slowly turning the luminous pages, allowing the ancient, unchanging narrative to reveal itself to us, one gentle, harmonious chapter at a time. Within the universe's most profound and enigmatic chambers, where the fabric of reality itself is woven anew, we find the realm of black holes. Here, the familiar rules that govern our waking lives, the very definitions of up and down, before and after, are not merely bent, but utterly rewritten, whispered into new, impossible languages. Imagine space, the boundless canvas upon which all existence unfolds, not as a static, endless expanse, but as a silent, invisible river flowing with an inescapable current. And in the heart of a black hole, this river does not meander or slow. It accelerates, an irresistible torrent pulling everything, light, dust, stars, and even your imagined self towards an ultimate, unknowable destiny. This journey is not through a void of mere emptiness, but into a region where space itself becomes a relentless, one-way path. There is no turning back, no possibility of finding an eddy or a quiet shore to rest upon. Once you are caught within its gentle, yet absolute embrace, every direction leads inward, every thought, every particle, drawn inexorably toward a central point of infinite density. It is as if the universe in this particular corner has decided to simplify its complexities, offering only one direction, one destination, and as space bends and buckles under the impossible weight of a collapsing star, time, our unwavering companion, undergoes an equally profound transformation. Time, which we know as the steady, tick-tocking rhythm of moments passing, here becomes a pliable, elastic substance, stretching and distorting like taffing in the cosmic oven. It is no longer a linear pathway from past to future, but something that can be pulled thin, twisted into knots, or even, in the most extreme sense, merge with space itself, losing its distinct identity. The passage of moments slows, lengthens, and deepens, until it becomes a part of the inward flow, a dimension of direction rather than duration. Around this cosmic marvel, a delicate, yet unbreakable boundary forms, an invisible veil known as the event horizon. It is not a wall, no solid barrier to strike against, but a silent, shimmering threshold. Cross it, and you have not merely passed a point in space, but irrevocably committed to a path from which the universe offers no return. This threshold is a point of no return, not because some force pushes you past it, but because beyond it, the very nature of space and time has shifted. The future, in this context, is no longer a vast expanse of possibilities stretching out before you. It is solely, utterly, and perpetually the singularity at the center. Imagine drifting softly towards this event horizon, not with fear, but with a quiet sense of wonder. As you approach, the light from distant stars, which would normally streak past you, seems to slow, to bend, to become caught in the event horizon's gravitational pull. Time itself, from the perspective of an observer far, far away, would appear to slow for you, drawing your imagined journey out into an eternity, a frozen tableau against the cosmic tapestry. But for you, the traveler, time continues its march, albeit transformed. The horizon is merely a boundary where the light you emit can no longer escape, where your very presence becomes a secret kept eternally within. Beyond this point, the concept of direction itself begins to unravel. On Earth, we say forward and backward, left and right, but within the heart of a black hole, all paths that might lead out have vanished. The only forward is inward. The only future is the singularity. It is a profound surrender, a gentle shedding of our ingrained notions of navigation and destination. Your very sense of where you are and where you are going dissolves into a single overwhelming trajectory. The universe, in its ultimate act of gravitational mastery, has gently, firmly guided you to a place where all paths converge and all beginnings and endings merge into a single, indescribable point. Here, in the deepest dark, the concept of a destination no longer carries the weight of a choice or a goal, but simply becomes the inevitable conclusion of space-time's profound contortion. You are merely following the deepest curve, riding a wave of warped reality towards a quiet, silent center, where the whispers of time and space finally merge and find their ultimate rest. It is a place of absolute stillness, a profound stillness born from infinite motion, where the universe cradles its most fundamental truths in an eternal embrace. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. We shift our focus now from the immense, crushing scale of black holes to the very foundation of existence, the minuscule, hidden realm of the quantum. Here, in the breath of the smallest particles that compose every atom of your body, every star in the sky, and every whisper of the wind, the very notion of distance, that clear divider between here and there, begins to blur, to soften, and at times to vanish entirely. We are accustomed to a world where separation is tangible, where a cup on a table is distinct from a book across the room. But in the universe's most delicate fundamental threads, this sense of separation can be an illusion, a surface appearance over a deeper, interconnected reality. Imagine two tiny, shimmering motes of light, born from the same ethereal spark, then gently pushed apart. One drifts across the vast emptiness of cosmic space, perhaps finding its way to a distant galaxy light years beyond our wildest dreams. The other remains close, perhaps nestled within a cloud of cosmic dust right here in our own galactic arm. By all accounts of our familiar world, they are utterly separate, distinct, truly distant. Yet, in this whispered quantum reality, a profound, invisible thread remains stretched between them, an unbreakable, unspoken pact. They are entangled, bound by a secret agreement that transcends the speed of light, indeed, that seems to laugh at the very concept of distance. What happens to one instantly, without any discernible passage of time, influences the other. It is as if they possess a form of silent cosmic telepathy, a shared consciousness woven into the fabric of their very being. If you were to observe one of these particles, to gently nudge its spin or its energy, the other, no matter how impossibly far away, would respond instantaneously, mirroring the change, acknowledging the silent instruction across the void. There is no signal that travels, no light that needs to cross the unimaginable gulfs of space. The connection is intrinsic, an immediate echo. They are two distinct points in space, yet in essence they are one, always in communication, always sharing their most intimate secrets. This quiet phenomenon gently invites us to question everything we believe about how reality functions. If two particles, separated by the entire breadth of the Milky Way, can still be so intimately linked, still whisper across the seemingly impenetrable barrier of distance, what does that tell us about the nature of proximity itself? Is far truly as far as we perceive it to be? Or is there a deeper level of reality, a hidden tapestry where everything is connected, where every thread gently vibrates in response to its neighbor, no matter how vast the apparent space between them? It is like the shared memory of twin spirits, or the harmonious resonance between two perfectly tuned instruments, even when separated by a great silence. The universe, in this microscopic dance, seems to suggest that beneath the bustling surface of our macroscopic world, a profound unity persists. We may perceive a world of discrete objects, of separate entities, but at its very core, the universe might be a seamless, interconnected whole, where every element is merely a unique manifestation of a single, flowing cosmic song. This quiet connection whispers of a reality far more unified, far more intricate, and far more mysteriously beautiful than our everyday senses can grasp. In this gentle understanding, the vast distances that often make us feel small and isolated begin to dissolve, revealing an underlying current of connection that flows through all things, binding us all in an unspoken, eternal embrace. Asterisk, asterisk, and asterisk. We carry within us a deeply ingrained image of the universe, a vast, dark stage upon which galaxies like glittering dancers drift and swirl, moving through an unchanging, passive emptiness. But tonight, let us gently release that common perception, for the truth is far more wondrous and alive. The universe itself is not merely a container. It is an active, dynamic entity, perpetually engaged in a grand, silent act of creation. It is growing, breathing, and stretching, not just twinned within space, but as space itself. Imagine a soft, supple balloon still slowly being inflated. On its surface, you might draw a scattering of tiny, sparkling dots representing galaxies. As the balloon is gently blown larger and larger, these dots appear to move away from each other. Yet, the dots themselves are not flying across the surface of the balloon. Rather, the surface die between them is expanding, stretching, continuously creating new surface area. This delicate analogy offers a quiet glimpse into the heart of our universe's expansion. It is not the galaxies that are flying through an already existing space, but rather the very fabric of space-time that is unfurling, unfolding, stretching itself between them. You, in this very moment, are floating within this grand cosmic inhale and exhale. Every breath you take, every quiet thought you ponder, occurs within a universe that is ceaselessly expanding, ever so gently pulling apart the great cosmic distances. The space between the stars within our own galaxy remains largely unaffected, bound by gravity's strong embrace. But look to the furthest reaches, to the distant galaxies that appear to recede from us at unimaginable speeds, and you are witnessing not them flying away from us, but the space-time Sunday between, us and them becoming ever wider, ever more expansive. This silent, perpetual growth means that the universe you inhabit today is a different universe from the one your ancestors gazed upon eons ago. Its distances are greater, its cosmic horizon further stretched, and the universe that future generations will experience will be grander still, its tapestry even more finely woven with the threads of newly created space. It is a slow, majestic dance, a continuous act of creation that has been unfolding for billions of years and will continue to unfurl for eons to come. There is no empty stage. The stage itself is alive, constantly being drawn out, painted wider, given more room to breathe. Feel this quiet expansion all around you. It is a gentle current that carries all things, a silent pulse that beats through the very depths of the cosmos. We are not just passengers observing this growth. We are intricately woven into its fabric, part of its continuous, gentle becoming. The universe doesn't simply exist. It lives, it evolves, it perpetually remakes itself, adding new moments, new distances, new possibilities with every passing instant. This profound understanding brings with it a deep sense of calm, a recognition that we are cradled within an ever-expanding wonder, forever part of a universe that is softly, patiently growing into its ultimate, mysterious form. You live in a world defined by 3 spatial dimensions, a world of length, width, and height. You are accustomed to navigating this familiar landscape where every object has a measurable size and a discernible position. But what if this seemingly complete picture is merely a thin slice of a grander reality? What if there are more dimensions, far beyond your immediate perception? Dimensions not stretching out into vast, observable expanses, but instead curled and folded away, hidden within the very fabric of existence. Imagine a vast sheet of paper, a 2-dimensional world for flat creatures. They can move left or right, up or down, but they have no concept of up or down relative to our 3-dimensional perspective. Now, imagine this paper being gently rolled into a very thin cylinder, or perhaps even folded tightly into intricate origami. From the perspective of the flat creatures living on its surface, their world still feels flat, but a new unseen dimension has been introduced, curled up so tightly that it is imperceptible to them. Perhaps our universe, the grand stage on which stars ignite and galaxies swirl, is like that sheet of paper, just a thin membrane floating in an ocean of higher dimensions. These extra dimensions, often theorized to be incredibly tiny, might be everywhere around you, woven into the very structure of space at scales far smaller than atoms. They could be so exquisitely compact, so tightly curled upon themselves, that they remain utterly invisible, like an infinitely fine thread that, from a distance, appears as a single point. Yet, within those minuscule coils, an entire universe of possibility might reside, a silent, hidden complexity that gives rise to the reality you experience. What if gravity, that gentle, persistent tug that keeps your feet on the ground and planets in orbit, is the only force that can truly pierce these unseen dimensions? It would be like a whisper from an adjacent room, the only sound able to traverse the silent barrier, giving you a fleeting hint of the unseen architecture beyond. Consider the implications. If gravity can leak into these hidden dimensions, it could explain why it feels so much weaker than the other fundamental forces of the universe, like electromagnetism. Perhaps much of its strength is simply spread thin across these unseen folds, only a fraction of its true power remaining in your familiar 3 dimensions. This quiet leakage, this subtle interaction, might be what shapes the very large-scale structure of the cosmos, dictating how galaxies cluster and how the universe unfurls. It invites you to imagine a world where the seemingly solid, immutable laws of physics are but echoes of a more profound multidimensional symphony playing just beyond your immediate grasp. To fully embrace this idea, you must let your mind stretch beyond the comfortable confines of your everyday experience. Envision not just another direction, but another fooey kind of direction. A path that doesn't simply extend outwards, but somehow folds inwards, looping back on itself in ways your spatial intuition struggles to grasp. It is a universe that is far more richly textured than you perceive. A vast, complex tapestry where what you see is only the most prominent thread. As you drift, let your imagination gently uncurl these unseen dimensions. Feel the possibility of space being more than just three directions, but an infinite library of possibilities, each volume meticulously tucked away, waiting for a different kind of perception to read its story. This universe, your universe, might be a multi-layered masterpiece, where the familiar is intertwined with the utterly unknown, and everything you understand about distance and direction is only half the story. It is a concept that offers a profound sense of awe, suggesting that the very air you breathe, the chair you sit upon, might be subtly connected to realms beyond your immediate comprehension, whispering secrets of deeper realities that gently fold and unfold all around you. The notion of time travel, of stepping back into a moment that is past or leaping forward to a future yet to arrive, holds an irresistible allure. How tempting it would be to revisit a cherished memory, or to glimpse the distant echoes of your own history. Imagine the quiet joy of meeting your own grandfather in his youth, seeing the spark in his eyes before life's journey smoothed some of its edges. But what if, in that fleeting encounter, a single, unintended word, a momentary gesture, were to alter the delicate dance of destiny? What if, by some impossibly small act, you were to subtly shift the course of events, preventing his fateful meeting with your grandmother? If that tender union never occurred, then how could you, the descendant, ever come to be? This is the famous paradox, a gentle, insistent whisper of the universe itself, reminding you that the fabric of cause and effect is far more intricate and robust than your linear understanding might suggest. It's not necessarily a roadblock, but perhaps a cosmic guardian, a soft, unwavering hand that guides the flow of events, ensuring that the grand narrative of existence remains consistent. These paradoxes, rather than being insurmountable obstacles, can be viewed as the universe's quiet self-preservation mechanisms, a built-in wisdom that safeguards the integrity of its own timeline. They gently remind you that the past, present, and future are not isolated islands but interconnected currents in a vast, flowing river, where a ripple in one place can send echoes through the entire stream. Perhaps the very possibility of paradox serves as a subtle, elegant constraint, a soft barrier that prevents chaotic disruptions to the cosmic order. It is as if the universe is designed to gently nudge any potential time traveler away from actions that would unravel its threads. Or perhaps it simply ensures that such actions are, by their very nature, impossible to achieve. The universe, in its boundless wisdom, might simply not allow events to unfold in a way that negates their own origins. This quiet resilience, this intrinsic stability, offers a profound sense of peace. It suggests that while the allure of altering the past is strong, the universe itself is an enduring testament to its own consistency, A magnificent story that, once told, unfolds with an unwavering certainty. Consider the myriad ways causality is woven into your daily life. Every decision you make, every word you utter, sends ripples through time, creating a future that is a direct consequence of your present. The paradoxes of time travel simply amplify this delicate balance to a cosmic scale, highlighting the profound interconnectedness of all moments. They invite you to ponder the nature of destiny versus free will, and whether the journey of existence is a path already laid out, or one that is continuously forged with each passing breath. In this gentle contemplation, you can find solace in the understanding that the universe, despite its vastness and complexity, possesses an underlying coherence, a quiet rhythm that ensures its enduring narrative. Even the most fantastical dream of reversing time ultimately leads you back to the profound stability of the present moment, a continuous unfolding where every now is precisely where it should be, perfectly poised to become the then of tomorrow. This intricate dance of cause and effect, unbreakable and elegant, allows you to rest, knowing that the grand cosmic story is unfolding precisely as it should, without fear of chaotic erasure or alteration. A comforting, unchangeable truth in the vastness of time. Time. It is a concept so utterly familiar, so deeply ingrained in your experience of reality, that you rarely pause to question its very essence. You speak of moments passing, of days turning into weeks, of seasons yielding to seasons, always assuming a continuous, unbroken flow. But does this fundamental river of time itself have a beginning? Before the explosive birth of everything, before the Big Bang ignited the cosmic forge, was there a before? The universe whispers a profound answer. There was no before because time, along with space, was born in that singular incandescent moment. Imagine a canvas, utterly blank, devoid of form or dimension. Then, in an instant of unimaginable energy, that canvas unfurls, and with its unfurling, the very warp and weft of existence, time and space, are woven into being. They are not merely the stage upon which the universe performs, but integral components of the play itself. Before this genesis, there was no ticking clock, no distant point of reference, no succession of events. There was simply nothing, not even the concept of nothing as you understand it, because the very framework for understanding something or nothing had yet to emerge. Let your mind journey back beyond the farthest galaxies, beyond the most ancient stars, beyond the first flicker of light. Journey back to that primal singularity, an infinitely dense point where all the matter and energy of the nascent universe were concentrated, and where the laws of physics as you know them ceased to apply. In that moment, even the concept of cause and effect, the bedrock of your understanding of reality, had yet to be defined. It was a realm of pure potential, a silent, all-encompassing stillness pregnant with the promise of everything. This isn't just an intellectual exercise. It is an invitation to experience profound awe. To contemplate a time when time itself didn't exist is to touch upon the ultimate mystery of creation. It is to envision the birth of duration from non-duration, the emergence of distance from non-distance. The quiet immensity of that beginning is staggering. Think of the silence that must have preceded the first expansion. A silence so complete that it absorbed all possibility of sound, simply because sound itself was yet to be. Then, in an instant, that silence shattered, giving way to the roar of creation, the genesis of light and matter, and the steady, inexorable flow of time. This journey back to the very first moment is a deeply humbling experience. It reminds you that the foundations of your reality are far more fluid and astonishing than you generally perceive. The universe didn't just appear through time at time, it twinty time in its most fundamental sense. This awareness can bring a deep sense of peace, connecting you to the ultimate origin of all things. You are a part of this unfolding, a living testament to that moment when everything began. Your own personal timeline, your memories, your hopes for the future, are all downstream from that singular event, a continuous thread woven from the very fabric of the cosmos. As you consider this ultimate genesis, let the profound quiet of a universe before time settle over you, a soothing realization that from utter mystery, everything beautiful and complex has emerged. It is a beginning so immense, so utterly complete, that it encompasses all that ever was, all that is, and all that will ever be, flowing from a singular, silent point of unimaginable power and grace. You are a part of that story, a gentle ripple in the ever-expanding current of a universe born from an extraordinary instant. Does this grand unfolding story of the cosmos, the silent turning of the spheres, and the ceaseless dance of dust and light have a final chapter? Does the endless flow of moments eventually reach a tranquil, unmoving sea, where time itself gently ceases to mark its passage? Imagine a universe that has played out its symphony, note by quiet note, until the final echo fades into an ultimate silence. Science offers us several whispers about how this cosmic ballet might conclude, each one painting a picture of profound transformation for all that is, and for time itself. One of these whispers speaks of a big freeze, or the heat death of the universe. In this scenario, the expansion of space continues forever, growing ever wider, ever colder, ever more diffuse. Galaxies drift further and further apart, their faint lights eventually disappearing over cosmic horizons, like distant ships sailing into an eternal fog. Stars, those radiant furnaces, would one day exhaust their fuel, dimming their fires and settling into the cold slumber of white dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes. Even the most patient of black holes, those cosmic titans, would eventually evaporate over timescales, so vast they defy our imagination, leaving behind only the faintest wisp of energy. The universe would become a vast, empty, frigid expanse, where every particle is isolated from every other, unable to interact, unable to change. In such a universe where no events occur, where nothing moves, where all energy is evenly spread and nothing truly, happens to what becomes of time. Time, as we perceive it, is inextricably linked to change, to the sequence of events. If there are no more events, no more transformations, no more whispers of interaction, then the very concept of before and after would lose its meaning. Time would not so much stop as it would simply dissolve, like a phantom limb in a body that has long since ceased to be. It would fade into an eternal, changeless stillness, a deep cosmic breath held forever, with no inhale and no exhale. The universe would become a monument to ultimate tranquility, a silent, empty canvas where the colors have long since faded to an indistinguishable gray. Another whispered possibility is the Big Crunch. This scenario envisions a universe where gravity, the great cosmic sculptor, ultimately wins the long, slow tug of war against expansion. If there is enough matter in the cosmos, Its collective pull might eventually halt the outward rush of galaxies, then gently begin to draw everything back inward. The universe would reverse its journey, contracting, compressing, growing hotter and denser with each passing cosmic eon. Galaxies would rush together, merging in spectacular collisions. Stars would be squeezed into oblivion, and even black holes would coalesce into supermassive singularities. All matter, all energy, all light would collapse back into an infinitely dense, infinitely hot point, much like the singularity from which the universe is thought to have begun. In this fiery inward spiral, what would happen to time? As space itself collapses, time might also compress, accelerating to an incomprehensible pace as it approaches its final moment. Or perhaps, as everything becomes indistinguishably one, the distinct markers of past, present, and future would blur into a single, overwhelming instant. It might be a final, blinding flash, a cosmic crescendo before the ultimate silence, where the distinction between what was and what is to be is lost in the intensity of a single, all-encompassing now. The flow of moments might become a torrent, then a single, final, crushing wave, leaving no room for the gentle ripple of chronology we know. And then there is the big rip. This is a more violent ending driven by the mysterious dark energy that seems to be accelerating the universe's expansion. If dark energy grows ever stronger, it could eventually overcome all other forces. First, it would tear apart galaxies, scattering their stars into the accelerating void. Then it would rip apart stars and planets, then atoms themselves, and finally, the very fabric of space-time. The universe would not just expand, it would literally shred itself apart, leaving behind no coherent structures, no interacting particles, just isolated, non-interacting fragments stretched across an infinite, rapidly expanding void. What would time mean then, when the very threads of space and time are being unraveled, when the framework that holds all events together is disintegrating? Time itself would cease to be a coherent river. It would become a scattered, meaningless dust, unable to connect one moment to the next. The cosmic clock would not wind down. It would be violently shattered, its pieces flying away into an endless, desolate expanse. Each of these cosmic finales, in its own profound way, brings us to the edge of what time means. In a universe without change, without distinct events, without coherent structure, the very concept of time, with its gentle progression of moments, becomes a phantom. It dissolves into the vastness, leaving behind only a deep, enduring peace, the quiet cessation of all becoming. In contemplating these ultimate fates, our own fleeting moments, our gentle breaths and beating hearts become all the more precious, a small warmth in the dark before the universe settles into its final grand silence. As you rest, let the idea of time's ultimate quiet dissolution gently unburden your own sense of urgency, inviting you to simply be in this unfolding now. The vacuum, the deepest, darkest stretches of space between the stars and galaxies, seems to our senses to be utterly empty. A perfect, silent void where nothing exists, a cosmic blank canvas. We imagine it as the ultimate absence, the end point of matter and energy. But the universe, in its boundless mystery, whispers a different truth. In the very heart of this perceived emptiness, there is a hidden, vibrant activity, a constant, silent hum of creation and dissolution. According to the strange and beautiful laws of quantum physics, even the emptiest vacuum is not truly empty. Instead, it is a simmering ocean of potential, a restless sea teeming with what are known as virtual particles. These are pairs of particles and their antimatter counterparts, like fleeting electrons and positrons or quarks and antiquarks, that spontaneously pop into existence, borrowing a tiny amount of energy from the vacuum itself, only to almost immediately annihilate each other and vanish back into the void. This happens in the blink of an eye, or rather, in less than the blink of an eye, on scales far too tiny and swift for our direct observation. Imagine a vast, calm ocean surface, seemingly still and undisturbed. Yet, just beneath that surface, countless microscopic bubbles are constantly forming and bursting, creating an intricate energetic froth that is invisible from above. The quantum vacuum is like that ocean. It is a dynamic, effervescent realm, filled with these ghostly, fleeting whispers of existence. They are like cosmic sparks, flaring into being for an infinitesimal fraction of a second, then extinguishing themselves, leaving behind no trace but the subtle energy fluctuations that caused them. These virtual particles are not just theoretical curiosities. Their subtle influence can be measured, bending light in unexpected ways and affecting the properties of real particles. They are the unseen chorus of the universe, a continuous, silent symphony of emergence and retreat. They remind us that nothingness in the cosmos is never truly nothing. Instead, it is a fertile ground, a hidden wellspring of potential from which all matter and energy, given the right conditions, can ultimately arise. This quantum foam, this ceaseless, silent dance of being and non-being, imbues the vacuum with an inherent energy, a vibrant pulse that underlies everything we see. It means that even in the most desolate, far-flung reaches of space, there is a quiet, continuous process of becoming. There is always a subtle vibration, a faint ripple, a whisper of life, even where no light shines and no star burns. The universe never truly rests in absolute emptiness. It is always in its deepest, most fundamental layers, alive with possibility. As you drift into sleep, consider this hidden vitality of the void. Let the thought that even in apparent emptiness there is a quiet, ceaseless energy bring a sense of profound peace. Your own moments of stillness, like the cosmic vacuum, might hold a hidden richness, a silent potential for renewal and new beginnings. You are never truly empty, just as the universe is never truly empty. Both are brimming with a quiet, ever-present hum of potential. Among the grandest and most immutable laws of our universe, one stands out with an almost poetic elegance: the speed of light. It isn't merely a fast velocity, a number describing how quickly light travels across the vast cosmic distances. No, the speed of light, often denoted as c, is a fundamental constant, a cosmic speed limit, and a profound declaration about the very nature of space-time and causality itself. It is a boundary, not imposed by a physical barrier, but by the weave of reality. Imagine light as the ultimate messenger of the cosmos, carrying information across the immense spans of space and time. This messenger travels at a fixed speed, approximately 299792458 meters per second in a vacuum. No matter who is measuring it, no matter how fast they are moving, light always appears to travel at this exact speed. This unyielding consistency is one of the pillars of Einstein's theory of relativity and has profound implications for how we understand reality. Why can nothing with mass travel faster than light? because the speed of light is not just a speed, it is a cosmic guardian, a gentle barrier that protects the delicate fabric of cause and effect. If we could send information or matter faster than light, it would be possible to send a message to the past, creating paradoxes that would unravel the logical sequence of events. The universe, in its elegant wisdom, seems to prevent such cosmic chaos by setting this inviolable limit. It is as if space-time itself whispers a gentle warning. There are some boundaries that must be respected to maintain the order of things. As an object with mass approaches the speed of light, strange and wondrous things begin to happen, as if the universe is subtly pushing back, reminding us of its profound laws. First, finding time itself begins to slow down for the traveler. This is known as time dilation. Imagine you are aboard a spacecraft accelerating to nearly the speed of light. For you inside the ship, your clock would tick normally. Your heart would beat at its usual rhythm, and moments would pass as they always have. But to an observer back on Earth, watching you hurtle through space, your clock would appear to tick slower. Your movements would seem to unfold in slow motion, and your time would literally be passing at a reduced rate. A journey that might feel like mere moments or a few years to you could mean centuries or even millennia have passed on the distant Earth. This isn't just a trick of perception. It is a fundamental change in the flow of time itself, dictated by your motion through space-time. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. Second lengths begin to contract. As you approach light speed, the dimensions of your spacecraft, and indeed everything within it, would appear to shrink in the direction of your motion as seen by an outside observer. The vast distances between stars would also seem to compress before you, making the incredible journey feel a little shorter. It is as if space-time itself is gently squeezing the universe in front of you, making the path ahead more manageable, even as it becomes infinitesimally harder to traverse. And third, and perhaps most profoundly, when your mass begins to increase at night. The closer an object with mass gets to the speed of light, the more massive it becomes. This isn't gaining physical weight in the traditional sense. It is that the energy you pour into accelerating the object converts into effective mass. As you push closer and closer to C, your mass would grow exponentially, requiring more and more energy to accelerate you further. To actually reach the speed of light, an object with mass would require an infinite amount of energy, and its mass would become infinite. This is why light, which has no rest mass, can travel at c while anything made of matter cannot. So the speed of light is not just a barrier, it is a profound statement about the interwoven nature of space, time, mass, and energy. It is the universe's way of orchestrating its own grand ballet, ensuring that information flows in an orderly fashion, that cause precedes effect, and that the fundamental constants of reality remain stable. It is a testament to the elegant self-consistency of our cosmos. As you close your eyes, let the gentle, immutable certainty of the speed of light bring a sense of order to your thoughts. There are fundamental laws that quietly govern everything, from the smallest flicker of a thought to the grandest cosmic movements. Within these quiet, unwavering boundaries, everything unfolds as it should in its own perfect, gentle rhythm. You are part of this rhythm, cradled by these timeless laws, perfectly positioned to rest, as the universe continues its slow, elegant dance around you. When you gaze up at the velvety canvas of the night sky, dotted with countless shimmering lights, what you are truly seeing is not the present moment of those distant celestial bodies, but a breathtaking tableau from their past. Each faint glimmer, each steady glow, carries with it a long and silent history, whispering tales across the vast expanses of cosmic time. The light from a nearby star, perhaps Proxima Centauri, takes a little over 4 years to reach your eyes, meaning you are seeing it as it was 4 years ago, a gentle echo of its former self. But for more distant suns, in the sprawling arms of our own Milky Way, that journey can span thousands of years, turning your casual glance into a profound act of time travel. And then, beyond the familiar constellations and the faint glow of our home galaxy, lie the countless other galaxies, each a grand island universe, swirling with its own billions of stars. The light from these cosmic cities can journey for millions, even billions of years, crossing unimaginable gulfs of nothingness before finally brushing against your retina. When you behold the Andromeda Galaxy, for instance, you are not seeing its current majestic spiral, but rather the light it emitted some 2.5 million years ago, a faint ghost from an epoch when early humans were just beginning to walk the earth. Your very act of observation becomes a deeply personal connection to a moment long past, a serene communion with ancient light. It is a humbling thought, a quiet truth that reshapes our perception of now. There is no universal present in the cosmic dance. Each point of light you witness is a unique timestamp, a frozen moment from a different era, arranged across the heavens like pages in an infinite, slowly turning book. The stars you see in one corner of the sky might be from an entirely different cosmic chapter than those in another. This immense journey of light means that the universe we perceive is not a single, unified snapshot, but a mosaic of countless pasts, constantly unfolding before us. As you allow your mind to drift through this concept, imagine that your eyes are not merely organs of sight, but delicate receivers, gathering ancient messages sent out on waves of pure energy. Each photon that lands upon your eye has traversed unimaginable distances, overcoming the pull of gravity wells, dodging swirling nebulae, and patiently sailing through the cold, dark vacuum, all to deliver its singular, timeless message. It is a tireless messenger, bringing you news from the infancy of time, from stellar births and supernova deaths that occurred long before your world knew its name. And so, as you lie here, your gaze, whether inner or outer, becomes a gentle probe into the deep past. You are not just observing space, you are observing time itself, woven into the fabric of the celestial tapestry. Every flicker, every steady gleam is a testament to the endurance of light and the patience of the cosmos. It reminds us that even as we experience our own fleeting present, we are perpetually bathed in the echoes of cosmic history, connecting us to a grand narrative that stretches back to the very dawn of creation. This quiet contemplation of ancient starlight can be a calming balm, a reminder of the universe's vast, tranquil persistence, allowing your own small, precious present to simply be suspended in the gentle embrace of cosmic time. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Imagine two colossal black holes, ancient titans of gravity, slowly spiraling towards an inevitable, cataclysmic embrace. Their silent dance, drawing ever closer, culminates in a final, thunderous collision that sends shivers, not through space as we know it, but through the very fabric of spacetime itself. This isn't just a local disturbance. It is a cosmic tremor, a profound shaking that ripples outwards across the universe at the speed of light, like waves expanding from a stone dropped into an impossibly vast, calm ocean. These are gravitational waves, the universe's deepest breath, its most profound heartbeat, echoing the most violent events it has ever witnessed. For eons, these echoes were merely theoretical whispers in the elegant equations of Albert Einstein, unseen and unheard. But now, with our most sensitive instruments, we can actually detect these faint tremors as they pass through our corner of the cosmos. Think of it, a disturbance so subtle that as it passes through you, it momentarily stretches and compresses your body by a fraction of an atom's width, an imperceptible undulation. Yet it speaks volumes about the raw, untamed power unleashed in the cosmic depths. These waves travel unimpeded through everything bindy stars, planets, nebulae, and even your sleeping form Sooty, carrying news of distant, monstrous events, a silent symphony playing out across the vastness. These ripples are not just abstract curiosities. They are profound storytellers, whispering grand narratives of the universe's most dramatic acts. They tell us of the birth pangs of black holes, the grinding orbits of neutron stars, and the violent mergers of superdense celestial bodies, events so extreme they warp the very stage upon which they unfold. Before the advent of gravitational wave astronomy, our understanding of the universe was largely gleaned from light pseudo, from photons carrying visual information. But light can be obscured by dust and gas, its journey blocked or scattered. Gravitational waves, however, slice through everything, revealing a hidden cosmos, a universe of invisible motions and profound gravitic interactions that were once utterly beyond our perception. They offer a completely new sense for cosmic discovery, like suddenly gaining a new way to hear the universe's secret conversations. When two black holes merge, the signal they send out as gravitational waves is distinct, a rising chirp that builds in intensity as they approach their final crushing embrace. It is the sound of spacetime itself being wrung and twisted, a lament and a triumph all at once. And as these waves pass through Earth, through the very air you breathe and the ground beneath you, they leave behind an indelible, though infinitesimal mark. They remind us that the universe is not just a static collection of objects, but a dynamic, living entity, constantly vibrating, constantly shifting, constantly in motion. Allow yourself to feel this gentle, cosmic tremor as a soothing presence. These are the silent, unseen forces that shape galaxies, that bring forth the most extreme phenomena. And yet, they pass through you with an exquisite tenderness, disturbing nothing, informing everything. To contemplate the unseen passage of gravitational waves is to connect with the very deep structure of reality, to sense the universe's underlying rhythm, its fundamental pulse. It is a reminder that even in stillness, you are part of an immense, vibrant, and always moving cosmos, cradled within its gentle, echoing heartbeats. Asterisk, 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 what is the shape of our universe? It is a question that stretches the very limits of human imagination, inviting us to contemplate the grand architecture of everything that exists. We perceive our local reality in three familiar dimensions: length, width, and height. But when we zoom out to the cosmic scale, encompassing billions of galaxies in an incomprehensible expanse, the universe as a whole might possess a shape that defies our everyday intuition. Is it infinite and flat, like an endless, unbound sheet of paper, stretching forever in every direction? If so, you could hypothetically travel in a straight line forever and never encounter an edge, nor would you ever return to your starting point. This flat universe would expand uniformly, its geometry perfectly Euclidean. Or perhaps the universe is curved, like the surface of an impossibly immense sphere. If you were to embark on a journey across such a universe, always moving in a straight line, you might eventually find yourself returning to your original position, much like a sailor circumnavigating the Earth. On this cosmic sphere, traveling in what appears to be a straight line would, in fact, be tracing a grand circle, and the sum of angles in a colossal triangle would be greater than 180 degrees. This closed universe would eventually cease its expansion and perhaps even begin to contract, collapsing back into itself in a final grand big crunch. Then there is the possibility of an open universe, curved in the opposite direction, like the surface of an infinite saddle or a hyperbolic shape. In such a universe, parallel lines would diverge, and triangles would have angle sums less than 180 degrees. This shape would imply a perpetual and accelerating expansion, with galaxies continuing to fly apart forever, eventually succumbing to a big freeze, where everything becomes infinitely sparse, cold, and dark. And our imagination doesn't stop there. Could the universe have an even more exotic topology, perhaps like a donut, technically known as a torus? In such a universe, traveling in one direction might lead you back to your starting point, but other directions would lead you infinitely onward. These possibilities transform the very idea of our cosmic home, shifting it from a simple backdrop to an active, pliable entity with its own distinct geometric personality. The cosmic canvas upon which all of existence is painted might be folded, twisted, or wrapped in ways we can only begin to theorize. Scientists seek clues to the universe's shape by meticulously studying the cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang, looking for subtle patterns and anomalies that might betray its overarching geometry. These tiny fluctuations in temperature, carefully mapped, can reveal whether the universe bends inwards, outwards, or remains perfectly flat. The current evidence, surprisingly, points towards a universe that is incredibly flat, almost perfectly so. But the subtle uncertainties leave room for these grand conjectures to continue sparking our curiosity and wonder. To contemplate the shape of the universe is to embark on a profound journey of self-discovery. For in defining our cosmic home, we also define our place within it. It's about understanding the very container of all we know and experience. As you rest now, let your mind gently wander through these infinite possibilities, allowing the grandeur of these cosmological questions to soothe your thoughts. Whether flat, spherical, or something more intricate, the universe embraces you within its vast, mysterious form. There is a deep peace in acknowledging that we are part of something so infinitely grand, so wonderfully complex, a structure whose ultimate geometry remains a beautiful, unfolding secret, gently inviting us to dream and explore. Imagine, deep in the smallest corners of existence, where the very building blocks of our world reside, distance itself can seem to lose its meaning. For in the quantum realm, the stage upon which the universe quietly paints its most fundamental truths, particles do not always behave as distinct, separate entities. Instead, they can become entwined, their destinies woven together in a bond so profound it defies the vast expanse of space. This is the curious dance of entanglement, a gentle whisper from the cosmos that what we perceive is here. And there might, at a deeper level, be one and the same. Consider two tiny particles, perhaps born from the same cosmic event, like a pair of celestial twins. Once linked, they remain connected, not by any visible thread, but by an invisible, instantaneous sympathy. If one of these particles were to gently spin to the left, its entangled partner, even if separated by the entire breadth of a galaxy, would simultaneously, without any discernible delay, spin to the right. There's no signal traveling between them, no hidden message traversing the void. Their connection is immediate, a shared secret that bypasses the very concept of travel time. It is as if the universe itself holds its breath for a fleeting moment, allowing these two distant souls to commune in perfect synchronicity. This profound mystery nudges us to reconsider the very nature of separation. We live in a world defined by boundaries, by the space between one object and another, by the journey from point A to point B. But in the heart of reality, in the hushed domain of the quantum, these boundaries can blur. These journeys can be bypassed. It is a reminder that beneath the surface of our tangible, measurable world, there lies a tapestry of interconnectedness, where seemingly independent elements are, in truth, always part of a larger, indivisible whole. Let your mind drift now and imagine your own deepest connections. Think of the unseen bonds that link you to loved ones, to the earth beneath your feet, to the distant stars that provided the elements for your very being. In a way, perhaps we are all entangled, not just in a metaphorical sense, but in a profound quantum-level reality. Each breath you take, each thought you form, each gentle beat of your heart might send subtle ripples through this interconnected web, influencing the unseen, touching the distant in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend. This quiet, curious truth reminds us that separation is often an illusion of scale. What seems infinitely far, what feels profoundly disconnected, might in fact be intimately bound. The distance between you and a faraway star, the gap between one moment and the next, the perceived chasm between your inner world and the outer universe. Soined, these might all be gentle folds in a fabric that is fundamentally seamless. To understand entanglement is to glimpse a universe where unity is the ultimate truth, where every fragment is a reflection of the whole, and where even across the silence of light, years, a shared pulse, echoes eternally. It is a peaceful thought that even in the vastness, nothing is ever truly alone, and everything is always, in some mysterious way, connected. Let that profound unity gently cradle your thoughts as you drift further into the quiet. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Let your thoughts drift now towards the very edge of everything we can ever truly know. Imagine yourself suspended in the deepest cosmic dark, slowly turning, as if on an invisible pivot, to face outwards. As you gaze into the infinite, you see not an endless vista, but a subtle, shimmering boundary tharky, the observable universe. This boundary is not a physical wall, nor a cosmic fence marking an abrupt end. Rather, it is the most distant reach of light, the farthest whisper of information that has had time to travel across the expanding cosmos and finally touch your eyes, or the sensitive lenses of our most powerful telescopes. For over 13 billion years, since the universe began its grand unfolding, light has been journeying, and the light that reaches us today from the very edges of that observable realm has been traveling for nearly that entire span. So, when you gaze at the most distant galaxies, you are not seeing them as they are now, in their present glory. You are looking back in time, seeing them as they appeared eons ago, when the universe was a younger, wilder, and perhaps even more mysterious place. Each photon is a messenger from the deep past, a tiny glowing echo of a bygone era. But what lies beyond this radiant edge? This is one of the universe's most profound and humbling questions, a mystery that stretches the limits of human imagination and invites us to embrace the beautiful unknown. Is it simply more of the same universe, an endless repetition of galaxies and voids, stretching on forever in a tapestry we simply haven't had time to perceive? Or is it something entirely different? Something our current understanding of physics cannot even begin to describe. Perhaps another universe, with different laws, different dimensions, a different dance of matter and energy. Or perhaps something we can barely conceive of, a true emptiness that defies definition. The concept of an edge to our perception, yet a potential infinity beyond, can be both vast and comforting. It reminds us of our place within this grand scheme, small warmth in the dark, experiencing a universe that is both immense and profoundly personal. The observable universe is our cosmic home, the portion of reality we can ever hope to interact with directly. Its boundary is a gentle reminder of the limits of our senses, yet also an invitation to imagine, to wonder, to let our minds drift into the realm of pure possibility. This boundary is constantly expanding too. As time flows, more light from even more distant regions will eventually reach us, gradually unveiling new fragments of the cosmos. So, in a way, the universe is always revealing more of itself, patiently unfolding its secrets over vast stretches of cosmic time. We are living through an era of continuous discovery, forever on the cusp of perceiving something new, something previously unimaginable. Let the thought of this eternal unveiling, this gentle expansion of knowledge, bring a sense of peaceful awe. There is always more to wonder at, always more to dream about, beyond the farthest light we can see. It is a quiet, boundless invitation to let your spirit roam free in the endless potential of what lies beyond. An asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. And now, let us consider an idea so profound, it gently ripples through the very fabric of your understanding. What if the solidity of space, the relentless flow of time, these constants of our daily lives, are not the universe's most fundamental truths? What if space-time itself, this magnificent stage upon which all cosmic dramas unfold, is not an ultimate reality, but rather a shimmering veil, a grand illusion projected from something far deeper, far more abstract? This is a concept that dances on the edges of our current physics, known in some forms as the holographic principle. Imagine our universe not as a solid, three-dimensional structure moving through a linear fourth dimension of time, but as a vast, intricate hologram. In such a scenario, all the information needed to describe our seemingly three-dimensional reality, every star, every galaxy, every particle, every breath you take, farty, might actually be encoded on a distant, two-dimensional surface, like a cosmic film strip projecting a vast and living image. Think of it like a beautiful, immersive virtual reality, or a movie playing out on a screen. You experience a world with depth, movement, and intricate detail. Yet, all that information, all that sensory richness is ultimately being displayed from a flat, two-dimensional source. Our universe in this dreamlike possibility might be similar. Our perceptions of length, width, height, and the relentless march of time could be the intricate, emergent properties of information woven onto a boundary far beyond our immediate grasp. This thought can be deeply liberating. If space-time is an illusion, a magnificent projection, then the very limitations we perceive eternity, the speed of light, the nature of gravity, the perceived distances between things I need might be like the pixels and refresh rates of this cosmic display. They are part of the interface, the rules of the game, but not the deepest level of reality. This isn't to say your experiences aren't real, but rather that their reality is richer, more layered, and perhaps more profoundly interconnected than we usually imagine. The very air you breathe, the ground beneath you, the light from distant sunlight, all these sensations that feel so undeniably tangible might be exquisite manifestations of information, carefully arranged and continuously unfurling from a deeper wellspring. It suggests that our universe is not just vast in space and time, but also in its hidden dimensions, its underlying principles. It's like discovering that a beautiful, complex tapestry is woven from threads of light that come from a source we cannot directly see. Allow this profound possibility to gently settle into your mind. The universe is not just grand in scale, but also in its mysteries, in the unexpected ways it might choose to present itself. To consider space-time as an illusion is to embrace a deeper form of wonder, to acknowledge that even the most fundamental aspects of our existence might be part of a larger, more enigmatic dance. It invites a sense of peaceful detachment from rigid definitions, allowing your mind to float in the boundless ocean of what could be, finding comfort in the thought that reality is always more magnificent and surprising than we can ever fully grasp. In this soft space of unknowing, you can truly rest, enveloped by the beautiful enigma of existence itself. We often perceive the present moment, this fleeting now, as a universal, crisp, and unwavering point in time. It feels like a clear, distinct line, a singular shared instant that sweeps across the cosmos, defining what is happening for right here, right now, and for everyone and everything. We intuitively imagine it as a precise tick of a cosmic clock, synchronizing all events, from the gentle unfurling of a petal on Earth to the silent collapse of a distant star. It's a comforting thought, a bedrock of our daily experience, suggesting that all of existence moves forward in a unified marching rhythm. We are all, in our minds, living the same unfolding present, experiencing the same universal heartbeat. But what if this deeply ingrained perception, this common sense understanding of now, is merely a beautiful, intricate illusion, woven by the limits of our perception and the astonishing laws of the universe? What if, when we peer through the lens of modern physics, particularly the grand tapestry of Einstein's relativity, that singular universal, now begins to gently unravel, revealing a far more nuanced and astonishing reality? Imagine, for a moment, that you are gazing at a star in a galaxy countless light years away. The light from that star has been traveling across the vast, silent stretches of space for millions, perhaps even billions, of years before it finally reaches your eye. When you see that star, you are not seeing it as it exists in Fuenure. Now, this very second, you are witnessing its ancient past, a ghostly echo of light from a time long, long ago. For all you know, that star might have already lived out its luminous life, perhaps collapsed into a quiet white dwarf, or erupted in a spectacular supernova, its vibrant light having long since faded from its actual location in the cosmic dark. Yet its ancient image continues its slow, patient journey across the light, years still reaching us, still painting its past onto our present sky. This fundamental truth, that the act of seeing is always an act of looking into the past, is just the beginning of understanding the fluidity of now. The universe, in its profound wisdom, has set a cosmic speed limit, the speed of light. Nothing, no information, no influence, can travel faster than this ultimate velocity. This seemingly simple rule has breathtaking consequences for our understanding of time. It means that what you perceive as simultaneous with a distant event is profoundly dependent on Sunyur Sadaral's own state of motion. Consider two events, a bell ringing on Earth and a supernova exploding in a galaxy far, far away. For you, standing still on Earth, you might calculate that these two events are happening at precisely the same now. But now, imagine a different observer, perhaps an astronaut in a spacecraft hurtling through space at an immense fraction of the speed of light. For this second observer, moving at such a staggering velocity relative to you, their now would be fundamentally different. The supernova that you considered simultaneous might, for them, have already happened in their past, or perhaps it is still yet to come in their future. There is no absolute, agreed, upon frame of reference for simultaneous events across the vast cosmic distances. Only subjective perspectives, each valid within its own frame of motion. This isn't just a quirky theoretical idea. It is a cornerstone of how our universe functions, quietly shaping the very fabric of existence. It means that there is no singular cosmic stopwatch, no grand universal conductor, orchestrating all events into a single, unified present moment. Instead, each observer, each particle, each corner of the universe experiences its own unique, personalized, now a fleeting, subjective instant that is constantly being sculpted and reshaped by its journey through space and time. So, when you consider the entirety of the universe, stretching across billions of light years and billions of years, the concept of a single, all-encompassing now simply dissolves. It melts away like a wisp of cosmic dust, revealing a tapestry of countless overlapping nows, each one a delicate thread in the grand, intricate weave of space-time. We are not experiencing a shared, universal present, but rather our own individual, unique present, a quiet, personal bubble of now that floats gently through the vast flowing currents of cosmic history. Each breath you take, each gentle heartbeat, each thought that drifts through your mind is anchored in forwarding your present, a present that is intimately connected to your location, your motion, and your unique journey through the universe. In this profound sense, the universe doesn't have a single unified present. Instead, it gracefully accommodates an infinite symphony of individual presents, each one a precious, fleeting glimpse into the ever-unfolding story of existence. And so, as you drift into slumber, let the notion of a fixed now gently release its hold. Embrace the beautiful, dizzying truth that your present is uniquely yours, a quiet, personal moment within the grand, flowing river of time, a river whose currents shift and weave, creating countless exquisite eddies of now across the vast, dreaming expanse of the cosmos. Asterisk, as we gently drift through the quiet truths of the cosmos, let us turn our gaze from the intricate dance of time to the staggering canvas of space itself. When you peer into the inky depths of the night sky, away from the soft glow of city lights, what do you see? Perhaps a sprinkle of stars, a faint, hazy band of the Milky Way, and then mostly darkness. An overwhelming, boundless expanse of black, seemingly empty space. Our intuition tells us that the universe is vast, but also that it is predominantly filled with this profound, echoing emptiness. We imagine it as a cosmic ocean, with scattered islands of light galaxies, dotting its infinite, desolate surface. And in many ways, this intuition holds true. The universe is, indeed, unfathomably empty. The reality is far more stark than we can easily conceive. An astonishing majority of the cosmos is not filled with swirling nebulae, blazing stars, or vibrant planets. It is filled with nothing, or rather with what we perceive as nothing, the deep, silent, cold vacuum. Galaxies, those magnificent, swirling islands of billions of stars, gas, and dust, are not densely packed together. On the contrary, they are separated by truly mind-boggling distances, chasms of almost unimaginable emptiness that dwarf the size of the galaxies themselves. Imagine our own Milky Way, a majestic spiral, a bustling city of perhaps 200 to 400 billion stars. It is an enormous entity, spanning some 100,000 light-years across. Yet, our nearest large galactic neighbor, Andromeda, is a staggering 2.5 million light-years away. Between us and Andromeda lies not a continuous stream of stars, but mostly the profound, silent void, a cosmic abyss where light travels for millions of years before encountering anything substantial. And beyond Andromeda, the distances stretch further still, into a realm where galaxies become like scattered dust motes on an infinite dark floor. If you were to metaphorically shrink the entire Milky Way galaxy down to the size of a dinner plate, then the Andromeda galaxy would be another dinner plate, sitting roughly 20 feet away from yours, and the space between them would be nothing, just air on this scale. Now try to imagine scaling that up to the actual universe. It is a universe where the dinner plates are billions of stars, and the 20 feet between them is millions of light, years of pure, unadulterated emptiness. This is the staggering, humbling reality of cosmic architecture. The vast majority of the universe's volume is comprised of these colossal, intergalactic voids, enormous bubbles of emptiness where matter is incredibly sparse, almost non-existent. These voids are not just vast, they are the dominant feature of the universe's large-scale structure, forming an intricate, interconnected web around the filaments and clusters of galaxies. It's as if the universe is a gigantic sponge, with the galaxies clinging to the delicate strands of the sponge, while the overwhelming volume consists of the silent, hollow pores. And it is precisely this profound, almost unimaginable emptiness that renders the existence of life, especially complex, self-aware life like ours, so incredibly precious, so utterly miraculous. We reside on a tiny, fragile blue planet, a delicate jewel spinning through the quiet void, nestled within the gentle embrace of a single star, which itself is but one amongst hundreds of billions in a galaxy that is itself a solitary beacon in a sea of darkness. Our galaxy, for all its splendor and unimaginable scale, is in the grand cosmic scheme, just a bustling but ultimately lonely island in an ocean of silence and vast, cold emptiness. Every breath you take, every rustle of leaves in the wind, every drop of dew on a spiderweb, every complex thought that blossoms in your mind, all of these tiny, intricate miracles occur on an infinitesimal speck of matter, in an isolated pocket of warmth and light, amidst a universe that is almost entirely silent, cold, and profoundly vacant. The very air you breathe, the water that sustains you, the ground beneath your feet, all these are made of atoms that came together in a spectacularly unlikely arrangement, nurtured by the precise conditions of our star and planet, a cosmic rarity in a universe that otherwise offers very little. The extreme rarity of such conditions, the sheer improbability of the confluence of events that led to our existence, should fill us with a quiet, profound sense of wonder and gratitude. Life, in all its vibrant, noisy, colorful complexity, is a fragile, fleeting miracle against a backdrop of an almost infinite and indifferent void. It is a warm, temporary whisper of existence in an otherwise deafening silence. So, as you rest and allow your thoughts to quiet, contemplate this cosmic truth. We are here, breathing, thinking, dreaming, on a small, vibrant world suspended in an immense dark and mostly empty expanse. Let the vastness of that emptiness underscore the profound preciousness of your own brief, luminous existence, and the quiet, extraordinary miracle of life itself. The universe may be mostly empty, but that makes the moments of connection, of life, of awareness, all the more resonant and beautiful. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk now. Let us delve into another one of the universe's most elegant and perhaps least intuitive secrets, the enduring nature of information. In our everyday experience, we witness things being created and destroyed all the time. A tree grows from a seed, then eventually withers and decays. A building is constructed, then later demolished into rubble. We write words on paper, and then we might burn that paper to ash. It seems that things and the knowledge they contain can simply cease to be. But the universe, in its deep and unwavering wisdom, seems to operate on a more profound principle. A quiet decree whispered through the very fabric of reality information, at its most fundamental level, can never truly be destroyed. It cannot be erased from existence, nor can it be spontaneously generated from nothing. It is in a profound and almost mystical sense eternal. Let us revisit the image of burning a book. In our common understanding, the stories, the facts, the knowledge contained within its pages are gone, obliterated by the flames. The ink turns to smoke, the paper to ash, and the physical manifestation of the information vanishes. Yet, from a deeper, cosmic perspective, no actual information is ever truly lost. It merely transforms. When the book burns, the chemical bonds within the paper and the ink are broken and reformed. The carbon atoms, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen that made up the delicate structure of the pages are not destroyed. They are rearranged. They become part of the smoke that rises, the heat that radiates, the ash that settles, the specific pattern of molecules that constituted each letter, each word, each sentence. That unique arrangement of matter that encoded the story does not simply cease to exist. Instead, that information is meticulously transferred and encoded into the new state of the system, the precise distribution of ash particles, the specific energy patterns of the emitted light and heat, the exact molecular composition of the gases released into the air. Imagine, if you could, a being with infinite computational power and an impossibly sensitive array of sensors. This being, by carefully collecting every single particle of ash, by precisely measuring every photon of light and every ripple of heat, by meticulously tracking every single gas molecule released into the atmosphere, could, in theory, reconstruct every single atom's original position and momentum. And from that, mathematically, given enough time and understanding, they could theoretically reconstruct the original state of the book, word for word, page for page. The information isn't gone. It is simply scattered, diffused, and intricately woven into the new configuration of the universe. It is like taking a beautifully woven tapestry and shredding it into a million tiny threads. The original image is gone, but every single thread and its connection to the others still carries information about the tapestry's original design. This principle extends far beyond burning books. Every event that occurs in the universe, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, leaves an indelible imprint, a subtle alteration in the cosmic fabric. When a raindrop falls, when a leaf unfurls, when a star ignites, or when a thought flickers through your mind. For all these actions are processes that involve the rearrangement of matter and energy, and each rearrangement is a form of information processing, a subtle encoding of the event into the fundamental structure of reality. The universe, in this profound sense, is a meticulously kept ledger, a vast and eternal archive. Every interaction, every change, every passing moment leaves its unique signature, its quiet resonance, etched into the very geometry of spacetime, or carried away by the quantum dance of particles. It is as if spacetime itself has an inexhaustible memory, gently preserving the story of everything that has ever been, in a language far more intricate than any we currently comprehend. This isn't to say that you could easily read this cosmic memory. The information is often scrambled, entangled, and spread across vast distances and countless particles, making it practically impossible for us to retrieve. But the theoretical possibility remains. The information, in its rawest, most fundamental form, is always conserved. It simply cannot vanish into true non-existence. This quiet, powerful truth means that every single thing that has ever happened, every whisper, every ray of light, every heartbeat, every fleeting thought, has left an enduring trace, a subtle, unyielding mark in the universe. Our cosmos is not forgetful. It is a repository of all events, a living, breathing testament to its own history. Everything that has ever been, in some profound and complex way, still stew, woven into the eternal, ever-present tapestry of cosmic data. As you prepare for sleep, let this thought bring you a gentle sense of peace. Your own existence, your memories, your experiences are not fleeting embers destined to vanish. They are, in a very real sense, contributing to the universe's eternal story, leaving their unique, unerasable imprints on the grand, silent canvas of time and space. You are a part of that continuous, unbroken chain of information, forever woven into the cosmic memory. There is a beautiful, deeply resonant theory that suggests the fundamental building blocks of our reality are not tiny, indivisible points, but rather miniature, shimmering strands of energy. Imagine them as infinitely fine, delicate strings vibrating continuously, each with its own unique hum and sway. These are the cosmic strings, the very essence from which all things emerge, dancing in the unseen dimensions of space-time. And in this realm, the concept of particle dissolves into a symphony of vibrations. Just as a single violin string, when bowed or plucked in different ways, can produce a myriad of distinct musical notes, from the deep thrum of a cello to the soaring cry of a violin, so too do these minuscule cosmic strings give rise to the astounding diversity of the universe. One vibration might manifest as a photon, a packet of light that races across galaxies, carrying tales from distant stars. Another, a slow, deep resonance, could be an electron tracing its endless orbit around an atomic nucleus. Still others, more complex in their intricate patterns, might form the quarks that build protons and neutrons, the very heart of all matter. Even the subtle, all-pervading force of gravity, that gentle pull that shapes planets and guides stars, could simply be another chord struck on these cosmic strings, a deep, slow rhythm that binds the universe together. The universe, in this elegant vision, is not a collection of isolated fragments, but a grand, harmonious orchestra playing an eternal, cosmic symphony. Every particle, every force, every interaction is but a note, a chord, a melody in this immense composition, and it's a symphony that has been playing for billions of years. Its gentle vibrations shaping nebulae into stars, dust into planets, and perhaps even simple elements into the complex tapestry of life. You are, in every atom of your being, a part of this unfolding musical masterpiece. Your very existence is a complex arrangement of these vibrating strings, a unique tune in the universe's endless song. And as you drift deeper into this understanding, you might begin to feel the gentle hum of these strings, a quiet vibration echoing through the very fabric of existence, lulling you with its inherent harmony. It is a universe where chaos is merely a more complex pattern, and where every seemingly disparate element is woven into a single, breathtaking piece of music. The quiet, persistent rhythm of these unseen strings resonates within you, a silent lullaby from the deepest reaches of cosmic harmony, inviting your own inner vibrations to slow and soften. And yet, for all the elegant dance of these strings, more than 95% of this grand symphony remains unseen, unheard by our conventional senses. Beyond the stars that twinkle and the galaxies that spiral, beyond the light and the warmth we can perceive, lies a vast, mysterious ocean of what we call dark matter and dark energy. These are the invisible hands, the quiet architects, shaping everything in the cosmos from behind the velvet curtain of perception. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, but their presence is felt in every gravitational embrace, every cosmic expansion, every subtle shift in the celestial ballet. Dark matter, an enigmatic substance, acts like a ghostly scaffolding, holding galaxies together with its unseen gravitational pull. Without its gentle, steady hand, the stars in our Milky Way would simply fly apart, flung into the lonely void by their own centrifugal force. It wraps around galactic clusters like an immense, benevolent shroud, its invisible mass providing the necessary anchor for these sprawling islands of light. It is the silent shepherd herding countless stars and nebulae, preventing them from scattering into the desolate night. Its presence is inferred through the subtle bending of light from distant galaxies, a cosmic lens that reveals its hidden influence. And its gravity weaves through the universe, a silent force, shaping the very large-scale structure of the cosmos, building cosmic webs and filaments that stretch for billions of light years, like the delicate threads of an unseen tapestry. Then there is dark energy, an even more profound mystery. It's not a pull, but a push, a pervasive, repulsive force that fills the very fabric of space itself. It is the accelerating engine of the universe, gently, yet relentlessly, pushing galaxies further and further apart, causing the cosmos to expand at an ever-increasing rate. It is as if the universe is quietly, ceaselessly inflating, and dark energy is the unseen breath that sustains this eternal expansion. Our own vast cosmos, once thought to be slowing down, is in fact speeding up, driven by this enigmatic force that we barely comprehend. Its quiet pressure is subtle, yet omnipotent, governing the ultimate fate of all things, pushing the boundaries of what we know and understand about reality itself. Our familiar world, with its vibrant colors and tangible forms, is merely a luminous speck, a tiny glimmer of light floating on this immense, dark sea of the unknown. We exist within this narrow sliver of perceptible reality, while these vast, unseen forces orchestrate the grand cosmic dance all around us. It is a humbling thought, a quiet reminder that our senses, our instruments, and our current understanding only skim the surface of what truly is. And as you rest, imagine yourself gently suspended within this colossal, invisible framework. Feel the quiet stability provided by dark matter, holding the galaxy in its gentle embrace, and the soft, expansive breath of dark energy, steadily unfolding the universe around you. It is a vast, quiet, and deeply mysterious reality, and you are peacefully a part of its silent, grand design, drifting gently in its unseen currents. Our journey through the cosmos, in all its astonishing complexity, is a story that has been unfolding not just in the stars, but also within the chambers of human understanding. For centuries, our view of the universe has been a quiet, ever-shifting canvas, each generation adding new strokes, new colors, new perspectives. From the ancient belief in a geocentric world, with Earth at its fixed, unwavering center, to the revolutionary insight that we are merely orbiting a humble star in a vast, sprawling galaxy, our perception of our place has continually been recalibrated. And with each shift, a deeper, more expansive truth has emerged. The solid, dependable laws of Newton, which so beautifully describe the falling apple and the orbiting moon, were eventually embraced by the more profound and subtle insights of Einstein's relativity. These new understandings did not negate the old, but gently folded them into a grander, more intricate tapestry, revealing that time and space are not rigid, unchanging stages, but fluid, interwoven elements, bending and curving with the presence of mass and energy. Every step, every discovery, has broadened our horizon, reminding us that what we hold as absolute truth today may tomorrow simply be a cherished foundational piece of a far more magnificent mosaic. This continuous evolution of understanding is not a flaw, but the very essence of curiosity, the driving heartbeat of human exploration. It is the profound and beautiful realization that our knowledge, like the universe itself, is always expanding, always unfolding. There is no final chapter, no ultimate equation that will contain all the mysteries. Instead, there is an endless frontier, an eternal unknown that shimmers with possibility, inviting us to peer a little closer, to listen a little more attentively. And it is this very infinitude of discovery, this beautiful, boundless realm of what we do not yet know, that lends the universe its deepest charm. It is a quiet, reassuring thought as you prepare to drift into sleep. Consider that you are part of this grand, ongoing quest for understanding. Your mind, in its waking moments, seeks patterns and meaning, just as the universe itself weaves its intricate designs. But in this quiet hour, you can release the need to know everything, to grasp every truth. Instead, simply embrace the boundless wonder of the unknown. Allow the mysteries of time and space, the quiet dance of the unseen forces, and the endless possibilities of discovery to cradle your thoughts. There is a gentle peace in knowing that the universe is far vaster, far more magical than we can ever fully comprehend. And as your conscious mind begins its slow descent into rest, let that sense of profound, tranquil wonder guide you. Rest within the embrace of the unfolding cosmos, knowing that your journey of understanding, much like the universe itself, is an infinite and beautiful dream.